But you can see my screen though.
Right, that's going. Yeah. And see if you're.
It's actually loading for me.
Yeah, I'm getting blue, spinny circles, spinny blue bits.
I think it's live.
Yeah,
Should be about a 16-minute presentation. If everyone could please stay muted. That includes you, Rob. Thank you.
Yeah, that's not loading up. What's it doing for anyone else?
Should I stop it and try again?
Oh no, there you go. It's loaded up. Look at that. Oh, what?
Yeah, it's edited version I did to make it more clear.
How's it doing for everyone else?
I haven't got anything on my screen. Just a black screen.
I've got a picture of the Blackpool Tower.
Yeah, I had, but then I swapped views and it disappeared again.
My son maybe cancel screen and do it again.
Yeah, I'll get on my PC in a minute.
Okay, let me maybe disconnect it again and try again.
Oh, there you go. That's going all right. You're sharing.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing quickly. Let me try again.
Well, we'll edit all of this bit out. Don't worry.
Okay, try again. Start broadcast.
Hey, Flatzoid, did you look at Tango?
Tango?
Yeah, Ice Blast.
Yeah, I'm not going to really do elevations in this presentation. This one's more just to demolish it without even needing to show elevations. And why you can't really take elevations into account for perspective. Is it showing?
Yeah, showing.
Just waiting for Bev to say I can start.
It's spinny. Stop watching. Try it again. No, this is Discord messing us about, isn't it? And is anybody getting
What's
anything?
your connection like normally, Flatzoid?
My connection's fine.
All right.
I'm not doing any choppy, nothing at the moment. And I mean, I got a 20 meg line, so.
Yeah. No. I just wondered if you struggled before.
Can you try turning the streaming quality down?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it will go down or whatever. See whether that's.
Sorry. Yeah, it's just looping for me.
I got a visual, but it looks like his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it from my phone, yeah.
Your screen share, that's what it says.
Could be why then, it's from the phone.
Keynotes.
Can you see that?
I see a gray blotch under keynotes.
No. I'm showing
I see a
great blotch with.
Is it on live stream from the phone before? On here. You might be the first.
There
it goes.
What is perspective? Yeah.
Yeah, now it's working.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to open Keynotes again because I did it on my phone on Keynotes.
See, that's working.
You can see it now, Bev?
Doesn't want to.
Yeah, I can see that
Come-
screen. I can see that.
Okay, so I'm gonna
screen.
take it from.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take it from here then.
All right. Well, we're all ears. Hello.
Okay. I'll just take it. I'll just take it from this slide then. I'll just skip the others. Okay, I'm just gonna try and explain the different types of perspective because perspective is actually just art based. But the art based perspective is literally interpretation of that you're seeing. Many people don't know that you get more than 1 point observation for perspective. The four major ones are that the vanishing point to horizon line. It's what changes your perspective view. That looks sort of like this. You see it's just got one vanishing line into the horizon. That's what most people think is literally perspective. Because they think, okay, it's moving into the horizon with one perspective. It's just angular size change is now perspective, which is not true. Like I said, angular size change is literally just a function of this perspective. Then you get your 2 point, which you're showing it in more of a 3D version where it's converging into two parts of the horizon. Then you get your 3 points, and you get your multi-point, which is just more, which architects, when they draw out their 3D renderings, is more the multi-point perspective. Now, I'm not saying art is this. The art perspective is the same as observational perspective, but the fundamentals are the same because you're just interpreting an observation that you see. I'm just going to explain why the horizon is based on eye level. The convergent point is based on your focus point. This is the original from Kevin Jackson. I just made in a vertical line just to show you your focus point is on Blackpool Tower, and your line of sight, your horizon, is that red line, which people see as the apparent horizon. The lines from your standing point is always all converging to that focus point. This would be your single focus point on your field of view. It again. Oh, now it's freezing. Okay, there we go. All I did was I changed the focus point to the left. Now, do you see how it's changed the actual, if you just present it at a different focus point? This is what I was trying to explain with Ranty, with why I said the cabin lift could be on the left. If you just have your focus point and your observation from a different observation point due to your perspective. So you can't really say line of sight there is saying it on the right or the left. It's all just due to your perspective angle. The elevation changes the angle limit from what Bev and his son took while they were sitting and doing their time lapse. I'm just trying to show you how your elevation changes the horizon line towards the observation point. It's got a high elevation as he's standing up straight. I marked the line from the ice pick and the top of Blackpool Tower, and the next image I'm going to do when he's going lower, we're going to compare it to show you how it's changed the elevation heights. Okay, yeah, he's much lower. You can see it's all compressed into that horizon line that looks like it's rising up. The old markings of the previous photo. These are the new markings. You see how it's dropped just because he's changing elevation, because you're looking more upwards at the towers and stuff. It's compressed more into the distance. So you limited your angle of the floor more to compress the bottoms upwards, and thus it's taking the far distant, like the tower, compressing it more downwards into the distance. The ground is always the largest angle. This is why you have your bottom obstruction, and as you always are always closest to the ground relative to your observation, that will always be the largest angle. Yeah, I'm just adding. You see, you got a large cylinder. If it's going to go to the distance, it's literally just changing angular size as it's converging into focus point horizon. That reaches the diffraction limit where you cannot see it anymore, then it's just uncomparable. This is an orthographic representation I did on one of my previous presentations, where I'm just showing the angle that you're looking at the further object is the ground is having a larger angle towards the further object than it is to the closer object, and thus you have the perception that the size has changed. So it looks angular, it looks smaller, but it is still exactly the same actual size. It's just distance dependent. So this is where you get your angular compression, because you have the image compressing more pixels into a certain area which is now smaller. This is me just trying to explain it better as your deck angle gets larger when you're close to the observer. So that blue angle is the deck angle that shows your eye line to sight to the ground is larger than your eye line to the side to the red section and your eye line to the side to the green section. That's why it looks like the ground is ramping up when it goes to the distance, because it's angular compression, compressing everything into the convergence point. Okay, now there's many factors to how perspective works. It's not just simply angular size change, as Rantys and them have been pushing. It just shows the ignorance when it comes to perspective. You get limited angles, which I've just tried to explain to you. The focal length of the camera, everything changes. The observation, it changes the sizes, it changes your map. Everything changes the actual observation you're looking at. The weather, the temperature, the density of the air, wind, miraging, mirroring, and dirt, etc. I don't think I need to explain that, because we've all gone through this. We know how mirages work and stuff. Well, I hope so. If I have to explain that, it's going to be another hour. Elevation change, just as I demonstrated before, your elevation changes, how it gets compressed into the distance, and how you observe a focal point. The distance changes its size, your reference point, and as well the lighting. Even the lighting changes how you see the objects in the distance. This is the original, and here I've posted this picture on top that you just saw in the previous slide. This was taken by a community in Southport that actually, this isn't a new debate of this pictures actually, because they actually like taking photos of Blackpool from Southport, believe it or not. And this is a picture on one of those blogs. I'm going to take it now, and I'm going to show you. I've actually set it up over Blackpool. I'm just going to change its opacity to show you how different it is. See there, the height of the Blackpool Tower has changed, but the height of the toothpick are the same, and of the roller coasters. The mountains have also changed, just because it's due to many factors. It could be the weather, it could be the focal point, it could be the angular resolution it could just be his elevation. It could literally just be his observation point. And I've taken it again. I've taken Rantys' image with Bev's, and I've tried to overlay it to show you mountain image can also be changed, even though they're at the same locations, just due to, well, those many points that I've laid through to you. This is in one of my previous videos where I'm just showing an orthographic representation and trying to explain to you why you cannot say it is representing perspective. And I hope it's getting through to you now, because none of this takes temperature into account. None of this takes the compression into account. It doesn't take any limited angles into account. It literally just takes angular size or actual size from the observer, and it puts a line through. Nobody sees in orthographic view, and thus you can put all the angular sizes you want. It's not going to make it perspective at all, because perspective is from a front-on view, how you perceive a focal point converging into a distance. Here I'm taking Rantys' picture where he puts his Ferris wheel to show where he sees the line of sight. Little does he know, he was validating where the horizon line would be, where we see it. You see, I just extended the line straight through. I lined it up and set the line straight through to show it goes right through to where we can have the apparent horizon to show at the shore of Barrow, which is much, much further than the geometric horizon. The geometric horizon, according to the globe calculations, should only be 10.7 kilometers away, which comes just to the shore of Blackpool from Southport. That horizon line comes up much further. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You can see the mirroring. I'll put the red line through just to show, okay, that's where the water would be stopping, and that would be the apparent location. Now, even based on the globe maths, you shouldn't see that fan in the thing that Rantys is talking about with the wind turbines and stuff. You wouldn't be able to see that on the globe, especially if you zoomed into it. The latest they actually show the compression of the motor hub, which is quite awesome. That shows how it's compressing downwards into the turbine, which I'm not really going to show now, but you're probably going to see a video from Riley and then in the future of that. Now, just placing to show you where on the left it's 10.7 k's from the observer. That is what globe horizon should be on, according to the globe math. Now, thanks to Rantys' photo that he's pushing, the globe horizon is even further at 45.9. That is the parent. Now remember, that's just the parent. You can't really tell where it is, but based on the apparent location, it is 3-4 times the distance than the geometric limitations allow us to. That alone already debunks the whole argument. Now, I'm going to show you some videos on demonstrations of what I mean with a perspective and angular compression. This is me in the spray booth. I'm just turning it up right so you can see. See, as you change in elevation, it's compressing all those lights down into one spot. It's literally converging it into the new horizon. Now, you can try and zoom it in as much as you want. You're not really going to be able, because you're just going to be magnifying that limited angle. That's why when you change your elevation upwards, more in altitude, you're having a wider field of view, and thus your limiting angle is just moving forward. And this is why you get the angular compression you do in the distance, because pure perspective, it's a horizontal plane where it's converging into the distance. Yeah, I did again with water droplets on a door. It's just as you go down, it compresses. Okay, this one's not showing well because actually it's supposed to show the whole thing. It's not. Okay. This one is from the Skyfree. They it's 2 buttons on the floor. This is just showing the optical effects caused by the refractions and stuff with the cold air coming in over the breezing of it. How it's pushing that rear button down more into the floor. How it's compressing it. And this is exactly what we see on the photo with the mountains in the back. Why it appears to be lower. Because cold air is denser and it's pushing downwards. and it's compressing the image further with the distance, so it's just making the effect of perspective. Or yeah, you can see it as it's coming in. You're going to see it starting to compress downwards into the horizon. See, as the cold air comes over, that pushes that further button in. Now remember, these buttons are the same size. It's on a flat surface or a horizontal surface, and perspective alone is already making it seem that it's going down into the horizon. Now, with the added effects, see now it's totally disappeared. That is what we're seeing with the mountain. The cold air is pushing those mountains down into the distance, and thus it's completely gone. This was me doing a 2-scale now. Well, trying to do a 2-scale. I actually did this now 8 meters, so I can do it to what we could see there, because I was rounding it off. It was actually 81 k's away, but I took it as 80. And this each tile is 33 centimeters squared. So I took two tiles at it, and I think sort of 66 centimeters for each section. So that 66 centimeters is representing the 20k mark where that triangle is, and that in the distance would be the Dow Craig, which is 8 meters away. You see as I raise and close how it changes the angle. Now remember, this is without any atmospheric effects, which is that this is just purely on angular size change. I'll just take a picture to show you how it looked from the back where I was standing. See how far away I was compared to what another guy was correct. And just showing it's 33 centimeters per block. For the Globers that will want to move the globe per goalpost and say I was lying. Well, that's all I have for now. Any questions?
Yeah, sweet. I like that.
That was awesome. Let's give him
Yay, we made it through. Everybody stayed on mute. Good job, y'all.
Because I actually changed it like 4 times. Because I could have put elevation profiles and all that in, but since everybody's doing that, I decided let me take it from a viewpoint that we can just break it down, that you can't get any elevations really from a picture. Break it at the roots.
Bet you didn't think I could do it, did you?
Proud of you, Rob.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Excellent demonstration, by the way.
Go on, mate.
Did it make sense?
Well, I've just put in the off-in text there, the isometric projection, which is the way that you say in the architects and all of that, they can draw stuff in a way to keep all of the scale and proportion of everything that you do see for architecture and building work. So you get to have a look on a 2D piece of paper what it would actually look like in, well, I don't know. I think that's about as close as they can get it whilst keeping the scale of all of the sizes proportional in a drawing sense. So that would be, I don't know, what would you call that? I think you had it as a 2 and 3
that's the
multi-point.
That's the multi-point.
Yeah.
That's more than 3 spaces.
3-point perspective, I think we would call it.
Yeah, that's multi-point. They usually use at least a 5-point for architecture 3D renderings.
I have to say, Jim Panda was watching in YouTube.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I don't know what he thought, but...
He's probably swearing at his mic.
He said not done to scale. So if you want to address that, Flatzoid, it's not done to scale, he said.
Can they prove it?
What's not done to scale? What are you talking about?
You said again, not done to scale. What a liar.
It's just a picture.
Nice. So you can't use basketballs no more.
Mm-hmm.
What, you mean they can't use ants on basketballs as a scale?
Nope.
No, that's not really
Nope.
a scale anyway, is it?
But I think the whole argument with over his head. The argument was the picture doesn't prove anything. You cannot take perspective.
Right.
It just shows perspective, and that's it. You can't say elevation or whatever because it changes with many factors.
Well,
That's it.
I'd say all of the numbers that they all got to do their calculations, they're already there. Somebody's already measured it, like actually measured it, not just got a number from a book. They've measured it, all of the distances and the elevations. The distances have been figured by triangulation of all of the points of everything, and the elevations have been measured by leveling, differential leveling, to find out the elevations of all of those points. The numbers are already there. I'm with you, Flatzoid. That's a picture, and you've done very well at explaining the picture, but it doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
It's just a picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you see how just observation points change elevations on the picture?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to actually say your picture is the same as that guy's picture because it's literally a focus point changes it totally.
Gems in the chat.
Bam!
Says, show that objects used in the demonstration at the end represent the scale of Blackpool Town Correct. Well, you do it, Gem. You do it. You get it and you check it and you tell us what's wrong with it. He was just using it to explain how you see what you see in that picture, and how when you see what you see in the picture, it all changes depending on where you're looking at it from, what elevation, temperature of the air, all of that stuff. There's loads of stuff that goes into it, Jim. I don't know why you guys are... Go get Ranty over there. Get Ranty with his... I don't know. Get with his... Has he got a camera?
His ruler.
Yeah.
Got a ruler, I think.
Why are they concentrating on my scale when they haven't answered why the horizon is 4 times the distance than the geometric horizon should be?
They want...
On a model, yeah.
Yeah, they want to give you a chance, right, to explain how they don't understand scale. That's what it is. They keep asking questions, and they will do that, is because they don't understand what scale is and how scale's worked out.
Bev, you know where that channel marker is, right?
No.
You didn't find it? I found it on Google Earth.
Nah. I can't. It's a picture. We don't analyze pictures. We don't spend more than 2 minutes. Well, no, it depends how good the picture is. You go like, well, that's a nice picture. You can look at it again and put it up, maybe frame it. You might be able to buy it in a gallery if it's a really good picture, right? And then normally if you can buy it in a gallery, it's been touched up. I'd just say that. Never really just a picture. Very rare that you could ever get a gallery picture of a guy walking down a path, just taking a freehand shot of a camera. To get that picture, but you never know. Somebody might be able to do it. But I definitely wouldn't analyze it for above. Well, I wouldn't analyze it. I'd just look at it. Say, that's a nice picture. You see all the stuff you can see in that, and that's nice. But to analyze it, and like Flatzoid's just said, what do you think you can gain from a 2D picture finding a channel marker?
It's past the geometric horizon at 6.6 miles away.
What geometric horizon?
The fix where they get their R value should be 6.6 miles away.
When who gets their R value?
Globers.
You
gotta have a fixed geometric
You're
horizon.
saying that the globers get their R value. How do you presuppose that they get that?
It's their arguments.
Yeah, but how do they get
It's
it?
a constant. How you get a constant
What do you mean? How do you get a constant?
if you don't have R value?
No, I'm saying, how do you suppose they get their R value?
Using the sky. A
I'd
lot of them do.
say you give it them by
Wait,
talking about it.
Uh,
I don't talk about it, and let them tell me how they get their R value. Because, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but how
these guys?
Go on.
No, I'm saying, sorry, the guys in the chat are saying the scale's off. Do they know if you take 8 meters and you break it down to 80 kilometers, you break it down to 8 meters, and your observer is 20 k's to Blackpool, you only need to do a 2 meter to Blackpool, and the 6 meter further than that to, 2 meter further, 6 meter further than that to Dow Craig. So mine is to scale 2 meter, which is the 4 blocks to Blackpool, and another 6 meters further than that to Dow Craig. So show me who's not being able to scale now.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. It's about a quarter, right? Isn't it? Quarter, 2/3.
Yeah, I just rounded it off as 20 k's and 80 k's. So the 20 k's is 2 meters, and the 6 k's is another 60 meters.
Yeah.
60 k's is another 6 meters. That's a whole 8 meter observation I just did.
Yeah, that's...
Which is broken down.
It's Gem not think that's good enough. But, I mean, I
So
like the way you
point,
did
though,
it on your floor. You kept a nice horizontal plane there, like a measured distance. Because that's what they did, isn't it? They measured 80k, and then 20k along there. They went, that's where we'll have Blackpool Tower. Because that's how it is in reality, right?
Yeah, and if I had to add atmospheric conditions, it would make the Dow Craig sink in even more, just like the image you see. It's easy as that. All this shows is the people don't understand what perspective is, and it debunks the whole argument. Because they've just been putting straw man arguments up.
Yeah. See, if I was to look at that, I'd look at the picture and, to try and do an analysis. You'd say that the tower, I'm here, the tower's that height. How high's the mountain? Well, the mountain's that height. Well, there's a even elevation all the way along as the baseline. Because I'd be stood at sea level, or maybe even below the 0 point, and you're looking across, then that's what you see, and they were the measurements that you take. But you see, they keep doing this with calculations and all of that, and I'll say to everybody, even all of the ballers in the chat, there's no one that actually measures those angles. No one. For any job or any reason. They just, it isn't done. So the point that you're using methods for reasons that they're never used for is about as bad as the tool abuse that occurs when people use professional surveying tools without the rest of the equipment that's needed in order to do it. It's pretty sad for these people to even think that they can do that. I mean, you explaining what a picture looks like is, or why something looks like it does in a picture is a bit, it's schoolyard stuff, right? I can't imagine why Ranty would want to bring this up and put it in the front of the ballers, because it exposes way more problems than it solves. Number one is the flippity flop idea that a picture can do that, and especially when you're the self-confessed king of optics for 5 years, wrote the book on it and all of that, you can do this. But I think more importantly, it exposes the geometric problem that they have of their elevation, of where the bottom of the mountain is. Because Ranty seems to think it's below the horizontal line.
Exactly. There's just too much variables to take into account to say it's just perspective. And according to perspective, it should be above, which is false. Because perspective has many factors into it. It doesn't just have angular size change. Angular size change is just one of the factors in perspective. It's a function. You can't throw every other function away and just tell one function, say that's perspective. Very dishonest. I see James isn't liking me much at the moment.
Yeah, he's saying, why didn't you scale the objects at the end? I haven't got a clue what that means. You've not got a mountain there, but
It doesn't matter what you do, they'll always move the goalposts.
Yeah, Jem's just confused for the sake of being confused. I don't think there's anything that can help you, Jem. You just...
Do you think he even knows what the argument was?
I don't know. He's obviously, Jem is supporting Ranty. He was white knighting for him the other night when you were talking to them. So I think Jem's backing Ranty, and Ranty's proof.
Yeah, Ranty keeps running when I talk to him. Keeps rage quitting. Happened twice already.
Somebody keeps asking me, does Bev think trigonometry can be used to calculate heights, distances, when looking into the distance? How far? Because we went through this the other day. The triangles have to be proportional whenever you're doing for measurement, predicting heights and distances. Now, when they do triangulation on the horizontal plane for pinpointing positions. They don't do thing for height, unless you want to, cite Larry and his measuring the height of a mountain or whatever from a distance, when the mountain height is already known. He's not readjusting or changing the numbers. It's a little bit strange. Nobody measures vertical angles of less than half a degree to measure the elevation of something. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Just because of perspective, that elevation angle changes. So the further distance you're going to do your trigonometry, the more inaccurate it's going to be. That's why surveyors only do a certain distance.
Right, I've got some pictures. Let me see if I can sort these out, because hopefully it should go to show. Big. And see if you can get that. Let me see if I can.
Poor James, still crying and saying I'm lying.
Yeah. It's upsetting. Yeah. We're just looking at pictures, Jem, and explaining how pictures work.
Yeah, if Jim was happy, I'd be worried. But he's crying like a little baby, so that was an excellent presentation, Flatzoid. Struck a nerve.
Very nice.
Thanks, yeah. I hope, because like I said, I could have done 4 different angles on this. But then I could have put elevations and all that.
Yeah, whenever you want to do more, man.
Yeah,
anytime.
Do that Tango Ice Blast. And
Yeah.
Blackpool Tower. I gave
Yeah,
you the
like what you
information about it.
Yeah, like you showed me that blockage in front of it.
Yep,
Something
that
they
too.
ignore.
It's called Nickelodeon Land. It's a bunch of
Yeah.
roller coaster, a moon-looking rock. It's a bunch of things in a way.
Yeah, you guys should actually go check his video. It's actually quite cool. Shows line of sight and everything. But you should check this, the thing that Bev's showing now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just.
I'm watching it right now.
It totally validates what I was saying.
Right,
Oh, I already understand it.
oh, wait a minute. Turn that volume down. Right, is that working on there? Yeah. You all good?
Yeah, you can see it.
Right, now this is us looking at Southport. So you can see, can you see Blackpool Tower there in the distance?
No.
Can you not?
Dang, that's...
Wow.
That is,
Well, that's what it looks like, because we're looking through. Can you see a cursor? Or?
yeah.
It's here. So this is
Wow.
the what they call Barrow. I'll get that out of the way. But Blackpool Tower's underneath the bubble, and then this is Lytham St Anne's seafront, and then this little bit here is the pier, about a K away down the beach. So
that's Barrow to the left. So I was right. Barrow was slightly cut off of that
well,
photo
that's what
by the
somebody
photographer.
told us it was Barrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Barrow's pretty far left.
Yeah, there's Barrow.
Well, it could be.
But
St.
look at that
Bees,
horizon line.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that in a bit.
Right around there is
We'll
where
see.
Barrow
I'll show you what
somewhere around
happens.
there.
Like, just keep an eye on this, what you call the horizon line as we're skimming across, and how it changes in the light.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes to a big clip where we sort of pan back.
I mean, if you look out at this, how can you ignore this and think, I can do trigonometry and just ignore these effects?
All right.
Right, so you can see. Oh,
Bev,
See-
was this sunset or noon?
not sunset, but you know, maybe an hour or two before sunset.
Hmm.
And you can see there's faint windmills in the distance. You can see they are turning. Just here. I don't know what this is here. Why there's a white bit there. Possible landmass, but I mean we don't know.
Hey, Flatzoid, have you researched atmospheric light extinction? Have you looked at that?
Light extension. Yeah, that's how I was saying. Even light can change the perspective here.
Yeah.
Yep. There's just too. That's what I said. There's just too much variables to be able to take into account for them to be able to do their trigonometry.
Exactly. Yep. Good point.
The distance is just too far.
I've
Yes,
just given Jem some rolls, so he's probably going to come in and disrupt and...
I
Saw
don't.
it across that little area right there.
No, here he is, but...
I just wondered why Flatzoid bothered to make such a big deal about scaling the distances, when this time he didn't bother to scale the objects.
the objects are scaled, but that's not the point, James.
So show us those two objects next to each other, so we can check that the one at the back is 4.5 times bigger than the one at the front.
Right, can we just get this done here first before we finish, Jem?
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Sure, yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
We're on this. So this
Well,
is.
we could just finish this quickly. He won't be able to do that because last time he
It was just
made
explaining a picture, Jem.
Last time he made a big deal about scaling the objects, scaled them incorrectly, and completely ignored scaling the distance.
It was rough. It was a rough
This
draft.
time,
Okay, come
this
on,
time.
man.
Right,
Yeah,
I've server muted Jim
Yeah, what's-
because he's just here to disrupt.
Yeah. Jem's never done one of his own, I take it, so. Never mind about that. So, this is now looking from a similar position, probably the same position, towards the left-hand side. So these are the Welsh Hills. These are the windmills in the Mersey Channel, quite close. And then you'll see some more windmills further back. You can just about see the line of the mountains. This is the Welsh mountains, Snowdon and all of that, to the left here.
There's some windmills too, and before Isle of Man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. It's the biggest wind farm in the world. This bit here. I mean, can you see that windmills all there? There's windmills all the way across there. But so, what you've got to look at here, this is water here. These are the windmills going off down towards Colwyn Bay, all the way down the north coast of the UK. But this is the horizon, or what you call the horizon, but it's the water line. But it's not the water line. There's refraction and there's all sorts of other things that Flatzoid was talking about. What I want you to watch is how it affects with the light. The light's in the sky coming down, so it's over to the right, sort of midway across. And watch what happens to this line here coming across. So it's got a bit of light on it there, and then it gets a little bit darker.
Oh, whoa, wait, pause. You can see further past that now too.
Right, so you can
Did
see,
you see that back there?
You can see this little white bit here.
Yeah.
Now this is the waves breaking. So this is a water line. It wasn't there before, and now it's appearing. So you've got different light. Now this isn't all water here. This is sand, and that will become apparent in a bit. There's only a little bit of water actually that you can see, right? So now if the sun's sort of above the camera now, and that's what's causing all of this to appear. And there's obviously we call that the AT-AT. So this is just sand. This is water. Right now it gets darker. That other bit's gone because the light's changing. The light's in the sky, slightly different area, and we're coming across. That band's got thicker now, and now it's starting to thin out. See that? It's not as thick. It's got a nice little light bit on. The sun's now to the left of the camera as we're coming across. So it comes across. You start seeing little things in the distance. Not much, but look how big that is there. That's a big bit of water. Right now we're coming over towards Southport, and that little line, I think that was somebody on the beach there. So this is still sand, walkable to that bit, quite a long way out the water. But see that now? That's not water. That's the miraging of the angle that Flatzoid's talking about. The angle's low, but also with the light and the way the light's hitting it. So we're coming across. That's getting a bit bigger. And it's fading into it. See the way that this line now is fading? And then you get to this bit. There's the windmills. This is getting thinner. And then boom, it's gone there. You've took a step down now. You're on this layer. Even though the water was up there and a bit further back it was higher, now it's gone to here, and you've just talking about this little line now. As it comes across, look, there's a step down there. Coming across, there's a little raise up. And you're coming across, there's another step down here. Remember, these are tiny little angles that we're dealing with because it's a P1000. Look, comes along here. Obviously, this bit here is the mirroring. So that stuff we've already lost is getting mirrored here. And now we've gone and we've just took a big step down here. We've lost all of that. There. Takes a little step back up. All of those horizontal lines in the thing there. It's gone again. Now it's coming back. And then we're at...
Wow, that was weird.
Now we're at Blackpool. So this is all, where is it in there? What is it we're talking... None of this here isn't water. As we're coming across, there's no water there. That's just the haze that you see. The mirroring of the sand and the limited angle. I mean, look at that. There's no water there. You can't see water. And there you go, there's that. So that's what I wanted to show you.
Pretty cool.
The way the things like that. That step down.
So I was correct, Bev. It does. The position of the sun and where it is located and the way the light is coming in has a huge factor.
Absolutely. That's what Flatzoid was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you last time about when was it sunset or sunrise. You told me it was around sunset.
It was, it was sunset because the shadows on the mountains, But that, like I say, when you go back and look at the actual angle of what you're looking at, that's what you're looking at. There's only these cameras that can give you that effect. You'd never see it with your naked eye. And I don't think it was ever known about beforehand until these cameras. I mean, obviously, some of the big effects can be seen through a telescope, but then how do you show that to people? It was never been able to be shown to other people. These cameras that we have are fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, this. See the you zip through them. Have to
Hey, is there any like lights up beyond that, like, if we try to do this in the dark, I mean, just cause.
They got lights on Blackpool and on
Yeah.
the roller coaster.
At the end, I think.
Well, yeah. It'd be kind of cool to have
There you go.
quite a like 10 lasers up there.
There's the lights on the Blackpool Tower at the
Yeah.
end.
Ranty filmed Blackpool Tower at night, and, you know, see the whole way there. I don't remember how many miles, 15, 16 miles, years ago. No refraction at night whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
now
was
he's a
saying.
Glober. That's what I wanted to ask Jim, if he actually believes that Ranty is a Glober, or is he just getting trolled?
Can you see that one,
Right.
Cleary?
I'll unmute him again if you're all ready.
No, I can't see the presentation. I'm
Okay,
on my
yeah.
phone.
I'm on my phone. Can I say something?
Go
Now that I'm
What you
off
call
mute,
YouTube
I'm allowed off mute.
on. Yeah.
Am I allowed to speak now?
Of course you can.
Keep
I just.
speaking.
Put your hand up and ask nicely.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah.
Get some point.
No, I'm just like, he has to go back to the globe. Do you guys know why? Because there's no money in Flat Earth. And if your name is Ranty Flat Earth and your real name is also out there tied to Ranty Flat Earth, you have to, if you need a job, you're going to have to go and say, no, I don't believe that shit anymore. I need a job. You want to give me a job? You know what I mean? So he needs to go away from the subject. But that's why I don't understand why he's still around. Trying to debate people on the subject now, thinking he's got a good proof. It's a fucking picture.
Yeah, but he's not debating, is he? He's just running away from everybody.
Yeah, well, he won't debate us. I
Yeah,
thought
well,
about
how
it,
many-
but we
how many
can't make him
times-
relevant.
How many
Yes.
times has the offer been put to him to come and talk this through?
Yeah, he should come and talk to us. Hey, Jem, why don't you call him up? Tell him to come down here.
Yeah, and
Right,
when we
I'm
do
gonna-
corner him, he runs away.
Come on, Jem. He's one of
Right,
yours
I'm
now.
gonna
Can you bring him
I'm
in?
going to unmute Jim. Right, Jim, keep the language civil and try not to get het up. All right? Right, you're unmuted.
So I'll finish what I was saying. Flatzoid has made a big deal about scaling distances, but hasn't scaled the objects that he's used to represent Blackpool Tower and Dowcrack. Have you, Flatzoid?
First, answer me. Do you understand the argument?
I understand you're saying there's a load of other things involved, and you're pretending that these other things that we have other names for are perspective. They aren't. We know what perspective is. Lighting is lighting. It's not perspective, it's lighting. But regardless of that, did you make the object at the back 4.5 times larger than the object at the front? Just answer
Yes.
the question.
Yes, I did.
Okay, prove it.
Okay, I'll take a photo for you tomorrow.
No,
Because it's
why
kind
don't
of
you do it
late
now?
here at night.
You could nip and
Because
get
the
those
lights
objects now. You could nip and get
It's
those
10
objects now. Do a quick photo.
You
It's
do as
10
well,
PM
Jem.
and the lights are
take a-
off.
Jem, you do as
Jim,
well.
why don't you do it for us?
Turn the light on. Wouldn't take a second. Your phone's
Go on
got
then,
a flash
Jem.
on it,
You
right?
go and do as well. Show us what it should look like.
How can I do a photo of his objects?
Well, you get your own. Get your own objects, Jem. Stop
I
using
don't need to.
Flatzoid's
I don't
objects.
need to. I don't need to. We know that things get smaller as they move further away at a set rate. If
Wow.
something is if something is 4 times further away from a starting position, it will appear 4 times smaller than it did at its starting position. This is perspective. So if something starts its life being 4.6 times bigger than something else, and then you only move it 4.1 times further away.
Hang on, can I just stop you
If
there?
nearly there, if they're on a level surface, it has no choice.
Hang on, Rob.
but to-
Let them talk.
It has no choice but to look taller than the object in front of it because you haven't moved it far away enough for it to look small.
Yeah, Rob.
So
let
why are you
Jem
calling
finish.
why are you calling perspective the inverse square law?
I'm not.
Or why are you calling the inverse square law perspective?
I'm
I
not.
think you're conflating the two.
No, I'm not.
Jim.
Okay,
Jim,
you
did you
tell me
listen to
at what rate do things get smaller as they move further away? If I got
Jim?
it wrong, tell me where I'm wrong.
Jim, did you listen to my presentation?
Yes, I heard it all.
Okay.
A load of nonsense.
Can you please explain?
A load of nonsense, which you followed up with yet a third bogus demonstration where you tried to pass off things that aren't the correct size as being scaled, didn't you? In fact, I'll bet £1 to a penny you've actually got a video where you did do them to the correct scale and it didn't work, so you changed it and made the back one smaller. I'll bet you any money you did that.
Jim, if you actually look at the photo, you can see they're lining up the same. The one's not taller than the other. And you know why that is?
Yes, because you haven't scaled them correctly.
No.
You've scaled the distances and not the objects, haven't you?
Focus point.
Come on, tell the truth.
Elevation
you
and
didn't
focus
scale
point,
the
Jim.
objects correctly.
Right, I've muted him. Answer the question. He asked the question. Now you answer it.
Jim, focus point and elevation changes the sizes. Do you get that? That's what I was showing in the demonstration and in the whole presentation. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's some stuff. Look, it's no good trying to patronize me, asking me if I understand the figments of your imagination.
You'll never do that. Right? You'll never
I don't care about.
Jim. We know that.
This is perspective fundamentals, Jim. I'm just trying to. Oh, they left.
Bev, real quick, real fast.
Jem can still listen, right? The question still needs to be answered. Jem's run away because he doesn't want to hear it. Doesn't mean Flatzoid doesn't have to stop saying it.
Oh shit, he left?
Yeah.
He didn't even answer my question.
So it's 3-4-3 already. Ranty did it twice to me and he's done it now.
Yeah.
What? Also twice, I think.
It's like putting the fingers in your ears, isn't it? They're running away, asking a question and running away.
Well, I was going to ask him one thing too as well.
Can I just jump in real quick? So the inverse square law, it seemed that he was calling that perspective. Because that's what it sounded like to me. I just did. Flatzoid, would you say that the inverse square law should apply to perspective?
It's a part of it, it's a function. That's why it's got to do with the lighting, but it is definitely not perspective. That's what I was saying. When they come and say angular size change, moving away to scale is perspective, is bullshit. It's elementary fundamentalism that they totally throw away what perspective really is. Perspective has more than one faction to make it perspective. That's why I told him didn't you see I lifted it up, put it down, moved it forward, moved it back. It changes the scaling just by moving the elevation and the focus point. If I can actually show that other video that I showed, I think it was yesterday, where it was moving. To show them what this is. So
I've put in the offing text the how you actually measure distances with the stadia method, and it's based on similar isosceles triangles. It's geometric, the relationship of the distance to the size of the object, and that changes. I mean, I don't know if that's what Jem was talking about when Jem was talking about it, but I mean,
no, he thinks everything is a set. He thinks literally there's no other variables to make it change how it is. He says if it's that, it has to be that, full stop. He thinks literally just angular size change to distance is perspective.
Yeah, well, I mean, that method, if you were going out there to try and measure a distance and you didn't want to measure actual measure, you'd do this method, stadia method of measuring, right? And how it's sufficiently accurate for certain types of surveys. Now, that doesn't mean it's accurate as anything for every survey. It's not. These are estimates, and because if you want to measure it, you actually measure it. But these would be only accurate to the distance that you can use a surveying rod or the equipment.
Yeah.
You can't go beyond a certain distance. You're limited because of all of the other factors that you've already mentioned that happen in the distance to the image that you see.
And they're ignoring that it's just a picture with cold and hot temperatures everywhere, different elevation heights, different focal points.
Yeah.
It changes every single detail of you trying to explain that picture.
I think I've sussed out what they were trying to do, what Rantys' idea is they were struggling, flapping for something to do. Struggling with the level, say, argument, statement from reality. So they have to try and get people talking about pictures. Now, what Jem just did was wanting you to go into your kitchen to spend some time doing a scale representation of it. Well, it's just a picture. Like, why does Jem want you to do that? Well, it's to waste your time, obviously, because it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to help Jem. Jem's never going to understand it.
He's just trying to obfuscate from the argument. That's what I asked him. Yeah. Does he understand what the actual argument is? That's all it is. He knows the argument is flawed. His argument is flawed and it's demolished, so he has to change it and say, look, he's lying, type of thing. Because you can't face what the argument is.
The problem is, as I see it from Jem's side and what he was trying to get at to you, he was trying to get everybody else who's listening to think that you would be able... you hadn't scaled the back building at the right size, because what you need to do is push it through the floor. Because that's what they want, right? They want that to be lower in the floor. They can't have it at that sort of height, right? Because it doesn't work for what they want. And it's sad, because they're using a horizontal baseline to do all of their measurements and everything, from calculations of trigonometry and all of that they're doing with known distances and heights, elevations. They're using known distances, heights, and elevations to do.
Hey, Bev.
Sad.
Hey, Bev, real quick. Can I demonstrate breaking down Rantys' argument about the Ferris wheel?
About what?
The Ferris wheel.
Ranty has an argument about the Ferris wheel as well.
He did.
I thought the argument was the tower in comparison to the mountain.
He did with the Ferris wheel, so that's why I did this video, if I may. Okay. He was wondering why it's blocked. That's why he had that big old circle around it.
Yeah, that's why I put it up there to show, because you were saying it's his eye line.
Okay, I'm going to post a picture in the offing text.
Yeah, I already got it. If I can share my screen, it'll be, if that's all right.
Yeah, if you can, I'll come on it.
All right, cool, great. All right, so I'm going to explain why it's blocked. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, it's showing.
It's showing. Can you guys see it? All right, I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
Yep. Just hold on then. Make sure everyone's ready. Nice one.
Ready, guys?
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm going to play it. All right, I take you up front. You see this right here? It's a big old patch. Right there.
It's not playing for me. Is it playing for anyone else?
Yeah, I got it full.
Yeah, it's showing me.
Is it working, Bev?
Yeah, I've got a hand on it now.
So it's like a mound of land in front.
No, that's not just it. I'm gonna get you closer, even closer. There's a mound right there. Yep. Not just that. Much more. So let me get up here.
Yeah,
so you see the towers on the left. That's Tango. Ice Blast. And that is up. It's right there. There's the Ferris wheel right here. And I'm going to show you all more stuff that is blocking it. It's a good 25 feet tall. All this right here is blocking it. I actually point to this and this. Right there. There's that. And there's the roller coaster. And the sand dune. That's what's blocking that. As you can see.
Yeah, and if you do
Nah, it's Earth curve.
But
There
that's
you
what I
go,
said.
Ranty.
Him setting out that that circle for the base of the Ferris wheel shows the horizon line much further away. That's why it sets. It's weird how it lines up perfectly to that horizon that shows by Barrow's shoreline.
I'd like to hear what Brian Mabbott has to say.
Water is level.
Don't hold your breath.
Thanks, Brian.
He's got a new mic. Hey, level world. Good to have you. I don't. Yeah, Jem's still hanging around. Speak truth. If you're in there, it says Ranty wasn't questioning why you can't see the bottom. He was. That was one of his questions. Where's your chin, Bev? I think he said. Where's your mouth?
Yeah, because everybody'd be drowning, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
He clearly says he knows people living there. If it was on a horizontal plane, they'd be living underwater.
He's saying
That's what he said.
Speak truth. I mean, I don't think that's seek truth, speak lies. But I mean, he's saying Wanty wasn't questioning why you can't see the bottom. These guys still don't understand Ranty's argument. So if you want to come on and let us know what Ranty's argument is, because all I got was scars on the mountain. The scars. Look at the scarring on the mountain. I'm not doing trig. The scars on the mountain.
And he won't come and talk to us.
They're not living underwater. That's it. It's a globe. I'm going back to the globe was Ranty's argument, I think.
And show the right triangle without taking perspective into account. That's it.
I thought we'd put this to bed by now.
Nah. Well, I mean, we have. We just have to get rid of this picture again. Like, stop looking.
I knew we'd hear something logical from Brian eventually.
Well, see, Ranty, when he did message me, he said the bank is in the way and the wheel on that side. So what he's saying is, wow, the bank is only blocking that portion? No, I just showed you all the other structures that are blocking it as well.
Yeah.
Simple.
If there's stuff in the way, you can't see the stuff behind it. That's what I'd go for. I mean, it is just a picture. It's like a 2D picture.
It's just a picture.
And it's not even Ranty's picture. You should just
things behind things get hidden.
Yeah. Yeah, you know when you used to play hide and seek? You hide behind something. You normally don't get seen, do you? It's a good idea, that. And if Ranty might not have played the hide and seek. Oh, we're level earthers are being lumped in with flat earthers now, Jem. You're not. Are you not a level earther, Jem? Do you not think you live on a level, a plane, right? Level. What's level earther?
Do you think Jem understands what
level is curved? Remember?
actually mean? Do you think, Bev? Do you think Jim actually understands why I'm named myself Flatzoid?
Well, it doesn't matter, honestly. Gem's a troll, and trolls will troll. It doesn't make any difference to Gem what you say. I don't think.
I wonder if Ranty's actually gonna. I wonder if Ranty's actually gonna talk to me about now about perspective or not.
I think he'll be sorting out a rebuttal. As will
Hopefully.
Gem. Gem will be doing his little scale model now on one of his tables.
Oh, that's like Bev just said. Just like Bev said, trolls just troll. You know, what is Ranty? Just a troll, right?
That's all he's doing at the minute. I think they've sussed out how he's
Did
going
they
to
use Trig to get this drop value?
Yep.
I don't know how.
But there is no. But there is.
They didn't.
But there is no drop value though, Brian. They just
No, I know there isn't.
magically added it in.
Was one of their calculations or all of their calculations Trig?
Yep.
Ranty didn't do trig. Ranty doesn't do trig. Ranty doesn't need to do trig. He's got cats.
He did
to
a
do the trig
triangle.
for him.
He did a triangle with a ruler on.
With pixels?
No,
That's
Ruhif does the pixels. Ruhif does pixels. What Ruhif does, Ruhif zooms in and then uses pixels. Oh, he calculates pixels, doesn't he?
He put an image up of a triangulation, and when I sort of pointed out to him, you can't use trig on a curved surface, he lifted it up off the surface and said, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, even altitude.
Well, here's
That's
mine.
why you use altitude instead of the surface, don't you?
Then he
Well, the
carried on to admit you cannot use trig on a curved surface.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Well, for those that say the pixel measurers or whatever you want to call them, didn't they not know that people look 10 pounds more? Have you heard that saying?
Yeah.
You don't look like things look different in real life from a photo.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a mess.
Ruhif's struggling because of the Ruhif numbers. This is what Ranty's going to have to explain. This is what Ruhif still has to explain. And anyone else that wants to get along with the argument. Ranty's got 20 miles of local flat water. I don't know. Would that be the bit that level is horizontal in for 20 miles? I don't know whether you're aware of that, Gem, or not. But these numbers that we've got on screen there at the minute, these are what we call the Ruhif numbers. These are the drop from horizontal for every 100 meters for 1600. So that's like a mile's worth of 100 meters. And they're the drop numbers measured in millimeters. Well, obviously calculated. But by us not being able to measure these, we can prove them false. I'd be able to say. You've got Ruhif to thank for that, and you've now got Ranty, who says that drop is actually there. So I think Ranty's been led by Ruhif. These are the numbers that we can find to not be there because the water level will be horizontal, and the test that we're going to do with the water levels will prove a straight line, not a curved line, which is geometrical, measurable, mathematical, logical, practical. Anything else?
Undeniable.
Yeah, there you go. Repeatable. We're going to be able to go all over the place to show people how we do this. All of those people that don't really understand level or how it works and all of that, we'll be able to show them. I offered Ranty to go and show him how the water levels and all of that work. He didn't want to. But he can... I offered Ranty on one of his videos earlier that if he wants to come and see how we can prove in reality a straight line with a shared straight line segment, he's willing. If he's willing, he can come. If he can stand coming for a chat with us.
All right, I have a small request. It's only like 3 minutes long or whatever. Do you think we could play that horizontal is bullshit video?
A Flanty
or level is horizontal? Can we play it?
Oh, I'll see if we can find it.
I would.
I think I've got it. I think I can play it straight through Discord. So.
Yeah. If any of you guys in Discord here haven't seen it yet, I'm disappointed.
Well, I've just posted a picture there. Surely, if we've got drop ahead of us, then we should have drop left to right. And there's no curvature on that image whatsoever.
Well, Brian, if you probably walked into that photo, right, turned a little bit left and started peeing, there'll be some curve. I'm just kidding, guys.
I don't think Don Geo has seen the Flanty Rat Earth. I'm still laughing.
Is that the real Chris Matt? Is that Babs? That's got to be a fake Babs, right? Babs would never write something like that. Ranty
Chris
did.
Matt.
Yeah, it says Ranty did a horrible job defending this yesterday. There are a few more things he still needs to understand. However, his incompetence doesn't invalidate this observation. So that's Chris, Matt, Babs calling Ranty incompetent. Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet it's still a glow proof.
Yeah. Yeah, Ranty did a horrible job. So, one, he's judging Ranty. Well, very nice. I'm not so sure how Ranty would take that. But, hey, I guess Chris, Matt, or Babs, being the flat earth messiah, self-confessed flat earth messiah, might be the... is he above Ranty, do you reckon? On the... I guess for being a Glober for longer, he's been a Glober longer than Ranty, hasn't he?
Yeah, but Jim has taken a real liking to Ranty.
I know.
And I think all the other Globers are jealous.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Babsy must be a bit jealous. He's like Ranty's been allowed into the secret club. It's a shame. I'm just gonna play this while I go and make a brew. So 3 minutes of Flanty Rat Earth.
Bev,
3 co-planar points,
right here?
and bam!
Listen to my words very carefully.
Listen.
The way I phrase it is a monument to the curvature of the Earth. It really is. It really is.
And bam! There's the radius of the Earth.
No, I don't know.
Fight the flat Earth. Fight the flat
Are you a newbie, Don?
Destroy the flat Earth.
No, I've been...
Kill them. Annihilate
the
the flat Earth. Your orders are to
What's that?
exterminate all flat Earthers.
No, I don't really go there very often. I'm from Flat Earth Pseudoscience.
Listen, let me finish. Right?
That's awesome, Ranty.
So listen.
You've been
let me
around
finish.
for a while?
Right?
Cool.
I'm not.
Months,
So
I've been in a Flat Earth
listen.
since 2015.
And I've not had a drink, by the way, at all.
Really?
Do you know what? Bullshit.
Yeah, I just got
So
on.
you don't agree with that. You don't agree with that, right? Okay.
Yep,
So level
yeah, I've been on
horizontal
that
bullshit.
shit, some things get removed, and then when Copa came along, some of my videos, I had to take some of them down.
So listen. Let me finish. Right? Did you know what? and that's
That baby
bullshit.
laugh in Rantys'
Okay,
face whenever he
so
talks.
you don't agree with that. You don't agree with that, right? Okay, so level horizontal bullshit.
Definitions are
Listen,
meaningless.
let me finish, right? But that doesn't mean
Rob's
that I'm not
making
going to
y'all
follow
watch
through.
that damn video.
But seriously, no, I've
Should
had a
have
little
let them
drink.
on server
That's
meet.
awesome.
I've actually drank a bottle and a half of red. What? Red. I can't even say it.
That's awesome, Ranty.
Peter and Pete raise a lot of great
Red
questions.
wine. I've had
A lot of
bottle and a
great
half
science
of
goes
red
into
wine,
that, actually.
so I'm letting my hair.
Because they're the
The
only.
cringiness?
Cool.
So
It's not. I don't think
let me
it's
finish,
cringy.
right?
I mean, they kind of come
We got a
off
couple
as sort
super
of
chats. One from Rob King.
different. You know, they're like
message has
little
been
nerdy. I don't know, but they're funny. I think it's like it's a different kind of humor. You have to sort of cultivate.
Right? And that's
it's British dry
bullshit.
humor.
Okay, so level horizontal
Yeah.
bullshit. But seriously,
Definitions
I've had a little
are
drink. This isn't
meaningless.
fucking talking about level and
Yeah, don't
fucking
get me wrong, I like
horizontal.
some of the
For
content.
fuck's sake.
Definitions
Some of it's just
are
very
meaningless.
This is
They're Globers, ain't they?
bullshit. Actual research.
No.
This isn't bollocks about talking about
Wait, what?
a word.
That's how
or the
Globers
meaning
use
of
it.
the word. Level is horizontal, fucking horizontal as well. Bullshit,
Definitions
bollocks.
are
They're
meaningless.
they're full
This
on
is fantastic
whatever globe
bullshit.
denialists.
Seriously, no, I've had a little drink. Everybody should be about this. This is fantastic. But seriously, no, I've had a little drink.
Got a couple super chats. One from Rob King.
I get it now. They're
message has been
being funny. I thought
deleted.
they were
Thanks,
being
Rob King.
serious. I thought they were Globers. Being serious. I get it. That's my fault.
Yeah, it's funny when you get it.
If they were Globers, then you probably would understand what.
Book on fluid dynamics.
Yeah.
You haven't got a book on fluid dynamics, have you?
Yeah, I get it now.
They ask questions like previously about a month ago. They asked a question about the atmosphere. What is exactly the atmosphere? A lot of things we take for granted, because I mean, if you can fool us with one thing for many years, I mean, why not try other things? So they go into a lot of in-depth questions about certain things. So it's great. I love listening to them. Atoms, molecules. What is water? They asked too.
Dude, I for real thought they were Globers. Yeah, it sounds interesting, man. If they talk about bring stuff like that up, think outside of the box.
Yeah, it seems like there's a whole different side of thinking now. Once you get your paradigm shattered, there's other things that just open up. Like what is what now?
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like flat Earth is way bigger than I thought because I'm meeting these people now that I've never seen anywhere, and they've been around since 2015. I'm like what?
Yeah.
How's that even possible?
Well, they're out there. There's probably millions out there. Some don't. I think there is. That's just me.
There are millions.
There's bazillions. In Brazil, I think 8% of the population are globe skeptics.
We're just a tiny bit of YouTube over here.
Yeah,
Tiny little corner of the internet.
Yeah, you got a lot of Spanish speakers, lots of people. The Western world is just kind of slow to it, I think.
Well, I know quite a few people in person that are flat earthers. They don't. Yeah, it's flat, whatever, and they go on their day. But that's what I mean. I bet you there's a million.
Yeah, that's true.
Just don't debate it really.
Or even talk about it, but they know it. I got a few friends that ask me a lot of questions and are on my side with a lot of my arguments. They don't even go on YouTube or nothing. They don't go onto Facebook. They don't do any social media. My boss threw his Apple Watch away.
Yeah, same with me. I tell my manager, and he just, oh yeah, you could be right now. He denied it at first. He was like, well, I go on a lake, and I can see the curb and blah, blah, blah. And then I kept on talking to him about it. Well, then finally one day he's just like, yeah, you could be right, actually, I don't know. I just don't want to think about it, really. That's all he said to me. I'm like, oh, okay. well, don't think about it and just be, just
That's a win.
dumb. Yeah, just go into your stubbornness, I guess. It's just stubbornness. It's just, I was wrong all this time, I think. Now I'm, not going to think about it as being, anything that I want to put time into, because I'm stubborn.
You gotta get those people that like treasure hunting or like explorers. They would find it interesting, maybe, depending on characters.
There's no explorers anymore. No such
Well, like a
thing.
treasure hunting. Like if
Yeah,
you're-
there's no treasure hunters anymore.
That's how my mindset is. I just want to find the gold.
How many people have we got in here? There's a few in there. 10. Right. Can we have like a consensus of, because there still seems to be the great globers and the geometrical geniuses that they are. They still seem very, very confused that you can see the mountain below Blackpool Tower. Right? Anyone, can we have a consensus of how it goes? So
I'll just say they're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane.
It just is, right? When you look at it, the mountain is below, and if you take a picture, it shows the mountain below Blackpool Tower.
Yeah, I don't think the question should be why are we seeing it below. It should be why would we see it above.
Yeah, I mean it'd have to be a much bigger mountain, or the mountain would have to be a lot closer, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would say, right, because I live round there, that is the South Lancashire coastal plain. The bit all the way over there is the mountains that you can see. That's the high bit. You can see all that way. And it happens to be the same if you look in the opposite direction, all the way over to Wales. It's like really, really level all the way across. And it being a plain, that's what the plains are, it goes inland as well for a fair bit. Enough so that they can have a canal that goes 27 miles without any locks. Because, as we all know, the locks are needed for an elevation change in the water. That's specifically why the locks are needed, because there is an elevation change.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bev,
do you have a
winter?
Sorry, do you maybe have a GPS location for that tide marker there in Blackpool?
Yeah, I know where it's at. I'll send it to you.
Thanks.
You can't exactly get right to it. You can get it from the street view.
That's fine. I can get it close enough proximity for it.
Hey, Bev, you know where Winter Hill is?
Yeah.
All right, that's 1,400 feet in elevation. You know where Isle of Man is, right?
Sorry?
Isle of Man?
Isle of
Man. Yeah, I've been looking at this dang area for so long. Yeah, there's another photo.
Isle of Man? Did you say that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it looks like it says Isle on
Yeah, it's
Google.
Isle next time.
Oh, it looks like.
I never laughed so hard in my entire life. No, I'm just kidding, Don. I'm just kidding, Don. It looks like Issel.
Get back on mute, Rob. You got work to do. Go on.
You should try to see if you can observe that there's turbines out that way.
There's turbines everywhere, dude. It is
They're turbines.
the biggest wind farm in the world. in that
In the
North Sea coast.
world.
Yeah.
In the world.
It's all, I think, it's all owned by the Germans too. I mean, it's fantastic, yeah. All of it, as is all of the gas and oil that we have out there.
Yeah. It's kind of like I already took a vacation there without being there.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind farms
And
out there.
we do virtual holidays, though they are quite expensive.
Was the water cold when you were on your imaginary vacation?
That North Sea
here's the
water,
thing.
you can have it at whatever temperature you want, imaginary. But in reality, it's fucking freezing.
Fucking ice.
That's funny.
Yeah, so we got the chat. I think we might have sorted out all of the chat people, unless they've all been kicked. All the chat trolls are gone.
Oh, don't kick another viewer.
Yeah.
You need views. Don't worry about those silly trolls. Just Jim and his cronies. Trying to white knight for Ranty.
Yeah. The
You would think
trolls
Ranty would
give us
show-
the arguments, don't they?
You would think Ranty would show up and actually try and defend his claims.
What? No, you wouldn't.
That's
No.
They can get away with it, and they do, because everyone that listens to them are dumb, and they don't care about the logic.
I will say it again, because I've said it every time, and I'll have to say it more. Ranty, you are. If you would like to come and chat about any of this stuff that we do, how to measure elevations, how they're actually done in reality, you know, when they take pictures, if you want us to go and take pictures, we do go live. You could come here, you could be here chatting with us when we're going live there on Southport Beach. You could sort of say, oh, look at that, and oh, zoom in there a bit more. And, I don't know, press that button, twiddle that, go on that setting, because that's what you do. You're the optics expert. My lad doesn't really know that much. He just presses buttons. Points the camera in a direction and presses the button. That's all he does.
Ranty wrote the book.
Yeah, if you want to come and, you know...
Hold on. That's what I do as well.
Is it? Taking
Yeah.
pictures? Yeah.
You point it and you press the button.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really... it looks really easy. I don't know.
Some people call it a science. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to press that button, you know.
Hey, Bev.
Yeah.
Hey, can I share my screen and show Flatzoid where that marker is? Because I can't get the exact location.
Yeah, you could... Yeah.
Cool, I appreciate that. About 6 miles away. But it's
I do like
further
the
than
way you-
that.
Sorry, Don.
No, it's alright.
I was just gonna say, that picture you put up in Offing Tech, you like zoomed in and enhanced the image, yeah?
Which are the
Oh,
turbine?
the one of the turbine, yeah.
No, I just think I enhanced the I tried to stack it. When I stacked it, it was quite blurry and smudgy. So I just stopped doing that, and I just enhanced it, darkened the
You can do all
foreground. That's
that
it.
stuff, can you?
Yeah, I didn't really do much to it, actually.
No,
at
no,
all.
no. But I mean, like you've got the skill of being able to like layer it or
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
call it, stack it.
But yeah,
or-
I did. You want to have like 4 or 5 different type of photos to be
Mhm.
able to do that.
from the
So,
exact
right.
same point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with Bev, if he took like a bunch of photos of that, right, in different angles, then then it will help it with the pixels better.
Well, depending on the day, yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's true.
You can't. Sometimes in England it's so difficult. Well, I mean, you know, I haven't done it anywhere else, but in England it's so tricky to get a good day. You know, it's either too hot, the water's too cold. You know that there's just always something.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes you're lucky and it's really clear. Yep.
That ain't my bad, guys. It froze.
Bev's down there every weekend anyway, aren't you, Bev?
No, it's alright. If you get the same for like a bunch of times, it's a lot easier to stack them together, and you get more detail out of each image. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
The Twitter people are asking me, or they're saying that they haven't seen me trying to disprove Ruhif/Cat's figures.
There it is, guys.
Awesome.
Bum,
What's
bum,
your what's your location now where you're standing? What's showing? Does it show the GPS?
No, it doesn't. If I zoom out,
Do they know that it's just a picture?
and I'm
I think the
right
trolls have to make it bigger than
there.
what it is, don't they?
I'm right there. Right there in the corner.
Bison Ains Beach. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
I don't know. I think I might have to go over the trigonometry and how trigonometry is actually done, but I think I'll leave that for the ballers to have a go at their trigonometry first and just finish off with their numbers, and then I'll go to explain the basics of trigonometry. We'll go right back to the beginning. That I think the ballers might end up missing some of the vital key components of trigonometry and how it's occurred. Might even go into logarithm tables and all of that sort of stuff. But I might. It's simple, but
Yeah, man, don't let them pigeonhole you into being a photo forensics,
oh no, I'm not doing photo forensics. I'll do what we do, right? The basic geometry, the basics.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We know what a water level is.
Yeah, and we.
I know what level shows. That sounds like a song.
Yeah.
I know how water flows.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Is
My
it nearly
thoughts are
done?
ruminating.
We're not going to get a live performance, are we?
I'm driving right now.
Yeah.
If you're still going later, I might be able to do it.
God, Bev, you're so pushy. My God, give him time.
I mean, I was trying to get it done for a dying ant. So
Could you hum it?
Yeah, I DM'd him. I said, "Can you get that song done in the next 24 hours?" It's my dying aunt's last week.
God said, could you tell her to hold on just a little longer?
Yeah.
That's everybody listening. That's Buster, our musician.
I am excited about this one. It'll be.
Yeah, this one is a good one.
Yeah.
And I quite like editing the videos now as well. So making the videos to go with the songs are quite. It's pleasurable that way. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Nuggle, that was funny, man. Putting all those clips in there, people saying dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah, this one will be a bit different though, won't it?
Yeah.
I'm struggling for this one. It's on the optics as well. Need to get some good footage ready for it.
I mean, you reckon Ranty knows when when he said that I'm not doing trigonometry? I mean, you reckon he's smart enough to realize that trigs
to answer for anybody else?
Yeah.
But seeing as Ranty isn't going to come and answer for himself, I guess we're going to have to presume what Ranty does. And no, I think Rantys just geometrically illiterate. He doesn't understand it at all. That's why he's just the optics guy. I think he's got other people that advise him on that. And personally, I think the amount of ignorance that's being shown, I think Ruhif's showing him. Because Ruhif hasn't got a clue. But it comes across as though he is really intelligent. Like he can persuade people that he does know it when he actually doesn't. I mean,
these are the same group of people that said the only way you use a water level is to line of sight, looking down. And
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the level of.
But I think that's a sort of what they do. They mean the only way to use a water level to find what they're after,
right,
is to use it wrongly. That's the same way. It's like B-ball finding curvature with his auto level without having a measuring staff.
Oh, I need one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe you could measure your 9-foot lad.
Get a pair of binoculars
how
and
did he pull that
draw
off?
a cross on them.
I just posted that ball with all the flat spots on and the same message in Gems, and not one of them has made a comment.
It's nice, Brian.
Wonder why.
Because it's cool.
Looks like a golf ball to me.
I had there was a guy on Twitter ages ago that we used to call, his name was Aaron Burrell. Now, he used to pretend he was a surveyor, obviously pretending meaning like he hasn't got a clue, he was just purely pretending. And he was the one that we called the disco ball surveyor, because he said...
Was he a curveyor?
A quarter mile squares he had. A quarter mile squares, yeah, he did say squares as well, not
Sparkles.
Different.
Does that mean that he had intersecting horizontals?
Yeah, I think
Quarter
so.
mile has dropped in Ruhif's numbers. There's a quarter mile in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but there's also a curve before that. They've got a drop over 100 meters, so that wouldn't fit with the disco ball surveyor. Doesn't work with what Ranty says. If Ranty says there's a flat spot, then that contradicts the Ruhif numbers. And I'm not too sure, because Ruhif is Ranty's mate. They're both pushing the same thing. I don't know how Ranty could not have told Ruhif, or Ruhif might not have mentioned to Ranty about the numbers that he's calculated for us. The ones that help Slice Barcane and his bending water level experiment. We have to keep pointing that out.
What's the smallest distance we've got a measurement for? I mean, lengthwise distance.
100 meters is 0.78 of a millimeter. Unmeasurable, right? So you have to go to 200 meters, which is 3.1 millimeters, and
which is definitely measurable.
Absolutely, with the tests that I've done so far over 400 meters, I have well, they're accurate. I can to the millimeter. I'd say to the millimeter. I'll just take a picture so everyone can see. Zoom in.
You must have a big bedroom. Big study.
Oh, in the library at the minute. There you go. That is. So you could definitely measure 3.1 millimeters away from, that water level.
Yeah, because because it's only. I mean, what is? It's just purely the top of the water that is the line.
Hmm.
I mean, it's as perfect as that.
And that would occur across that water, no matter where those two vials are. Obviously, the tube being in between them is 400 meters long. Then that water would equalize out the same. There would be no drop, but Ruhif seems to think that he's given us the numbers for it. That 400 meters. Let me get that out back out again. I'll just I'll make sure we've got the numbers up on screen, because these are the numbers that everyone should be working with. These are the Ruhif numbers that Ranty is going to be using, I'm presuming. And I don't know how much these numbers get to. I don't know, did Ranty or Ruhif calculate that for the distance of like Morecambe Bay? How much further down Morecambe Bay must be than Blackpool? But yeah, 400 meters is a drop of 12.6 millimeters. Well, that's over a centimetre. It's nearly ½ inch, isn't it? Is it ½ inch? It's about ½ inch.
Yeah. Not quite, but yeah.
So that's the drop that
about
will.
12 mil.
Yeah, 12.6 over 400.
Oh, 12.6. Oh, don't forget the 0.6.
Yeah. Well, Ruhif's calculated them for us. We have to use the numbers. I mean, some of them we had to round them down. You know, they gave us some of them. They gave us to 2 decimal places of a millimeter.
Well, yeah. Nice. Did there were some other people that helped with the measurements as well, wasn't there?
Yep. Whatever. Puppy Lover. Brad the Science Guy.
Oh yeah, Brad.
Ruhif. Obviously, Ruhif gave us the starters. It was Ruhif. Ruhif only gave us the first 5. But it was because Ruhif gave us the first 5. That's why we call them the Ruhif numbers. That everyone thought, that's a good idea. I can get in on that. I can show everybody how much I know of my model by calculating the numbers of the drop of the water level from the horizontal start position. We laughed for a while and then realised that they were serious. They seriously didn't understand how elevation.
What are you talking about? I'm still laughing at these stupid numbers.
Well, I say we laughed, but then now they're a bit more important because Ranty's exposed these numbers as being, that's what Ranty thinks. So in Ranty's conversion, somebody's been telling him that the water does in fact drop. But this is the cog dis that we're dealing with, that, you know, that the 7 and the level is horizontal statement from reality brings around is this cognitive dissonance of the drop or the hump. Because if you think about it, if Ranty thinks that the base of the mountains is way below and it would be underwater, then he must be putting Blackpool somewhere along the hump. So Ranty's got both in view. Imaginary drop, where he imagines the base of the mountain being below the horizontal, and also Blackpool being in the sort of the eye line, or what do you call it, the topographical horizon, but there's the mountains behind that are the topographical horizon. So the Blackpool must be the hump part on the way between. So Ranty, whilst going to the Globers, or the GLARPing community, I used to call them Globe Defenders, but they don't even defend their model because they don't know it. They just, repeat things. They're not defending anything because they don't understand. But Rantys going to the Glarping community with his flat water, but using a picture that he thinks shows the drop, and obviously Blackpool being above that, so that's the hump, the drop, the hump, and he's trying to give them flat water. It's fantastic. Ranty, please come round and have a chat, man. These are the conversations I'd love to have. I'm not shying away from it.
I don't see how anybody can say it's curved when it's just anti-curved, right? You're just looking out across there, across the water, across the Blackpool elevation, and a tremendous amount of water behind that all the way to the far distant mountains. There's nothing curving about that.
Can I make a request?
Oh, shit. I was almost done. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I thought... Nope. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't... Sorry.
Cleary, the middle of your sentence got in the way of the first of his. Smarten up. Rob, I thought you had work to do.
The heater core's finished, but I still have more work to do.
Don't you have some brake pads to stare at?
Okay,
Don't you got brake pads to stare at, Rob?
No, I wanted to hear what the rest of Cleary's sentence was, and
Oh,
then
really?
I'll interrupt.
You'd never know from interrupting them. Usually when someone wants to hear it, they...
Okay, Cleary. I'm sorry.
Guaranteed he won't finish it now.
Yeah, not a chance.
Cleary's forgot what he was talking about now.
Way to go, Rob. I wanted to hear what Cleary was going to say, too, but apparently we don't get to find out now.
Rob, are you done monologuing? Can I finish my sentence now? I'm just kidding with you. Whatever. Go ahead. If you're still there.
Poor Rob. He just wants to have his moment.
He does that Brian Leak thing. I know you're in the middle of a sentence, but I'm fucking loud as hell. Listen to me. I've only got a minute.
Poor Rob, he just wants to have his 5 minutes.
Yeah. It comes to him. When it comes to him, you gotta speak. You know? You can't wait. Or else he's gonna lose it.
He's gonna start to leave us. Sad.
Yeah.
Where's
I'll
Rob
never
at?
leave you guys.
You'll
There he
never
is.
leave us?
Damn. We gotta
Is
try
that what
harder,
you-
y'all.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, fuck. What's the guy gotta do to get you to want to leave? Rob?
No, if you want me to leave,
Hey, I'm
all
sorry.
you gotta do is ask.
Am I interrupting you, Rob?
I love Rob.
I realised I put me water levels in the wrong.
I won't go quietly, though.
We're on your side, Rob. We're all friends.
we noticed you won't go quietly, Rob, though.
Come on, Rob. What you got, bud? Give it to me.
Yeah. Tell us what's on your mind. Rob? You there, Rob?
Yeah, now I totally forgot why I interrupted Cleary in the first place.
Yeah. That's what I said. You gotta say it when it comes to your head.
It was
What
a
were you
request.
saying?
I started with saying I have a request, and then now I forget what my request
I know
was.
what you're gonna say. You're gonna say play Flanty Rat Earth again.
You didn't even play it yet.
Yeah, I did. You guys talked all over it.
Yep,
Oh.
all over it.
Honestly, I just wanted it to play again because
Do
I
you
love
wanna-
hearing it. It's hilarious.
Do you want to check the picture of the water levels? I've posted them in.
How about the one where you had
the right chat now, so everyone can see them.
Oh, sweet. Is that the vials you put on the ends
Yeah.
of the tube yard? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Is
and
it working pretty good?
tape the bottom bit up as well, so there's no leaks, definitely, because that's a weak part on those water levels.
Does it equalize any quicker, or is it about the same?
No, that quicker than the bottle of Coke sized water bit. But yeah, it's within 2 hours, right? So I think what you could do is if you were to set it up quickly with your 3 ml tube and find out where the level is, then you could just work off that as to where you were to position these and fill them up equally, and then just leave it to settle, and you could be guaranteed that within 2 hours it would be settled.
Yeah.
At least over 400 meters anyway.
2 hours, huh?
Testing to do, but like now I've got that set up, what I can do is I can lift one and then put the timer on it to see how long it takes, for it to equalize back again.
Not even. Not for me.
Why? Hot mic, Rob.
The heater core's done. I'm working on the camera now.
Yeah, we heard.
I put the camera back in. I came to put on a new video and drink some coffee.
We heard, Rob. The heater core is done now. Fucking turn.
No, liar, right there. You put on the video.
That's a hot mic, Rob.
Rob. Rob.
This is fun.
Yeah,
no,
it's
keep
okay.
it. Don't mute him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I unmuted him up. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, so
it almost seems like he does that on purpose. I mean, if I was just guessing, I don't know.
So that stage is
only
done.
when you're talking, clearly.
I can't hear you. Is anybody there? Oh, only when I'm talking?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
His boss sounded pissed. Like, you didn't even do that damn thing, Rob. Why don't you get your ass going, Rob?
I tried to tell him earlier. Mute yourself. Get back to work, Rob.
Wouldn't you be pissed if all your guy did was stare at brakes all fucking day? I'd be pissed if I was his boss.
I can't believe he made it through Flatzoid's presentation without screaming at somebody in the background. Or using a power tool.
Is Flatzoid still here, or is he gone?
It's late. He's probably tired.
Well, it's Brandon's, isn't it? So I don't know whether... But I do think that if anybody should have a word with Ranty about optics, it should be Flatzoid. I don't think it should be Brian.
Yeah, well, they don't really care, and they don't understand anything anyway.
Hey, I missed it. What was it that Jim came in with a problem?
Scale. They don't understand scale, do they? So he wanted Flatzoid to do a more proportional scale thing because he didn't think he had scale. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna play this Sleeping Warrior bit here. What's the scale of like distances between stuff, or I mean, what's the?
No, he
It was
showed
a photograph or
he
something.
definitely had the scale of the distances between Blackpool Tower and, the Far Mountains. That was sorted.
Yeah.
He had the scale of Blackpool Tower, I think, to the mountains also, because that's what Flatzoid would do. I mean, it'd be pointless trying to do a scale representation if you hadn't worked out the proportional scales of the actual mountain to the thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
I'm just scared.
So Flatzoid, because I didn't get to see that he actually did a scaled down version of it.
Across his kitchen floor, I think, or a tiled floor he had in his house. It's 8 meters, with Blackpool Tower at 2 meters and the mountains at 8, which would be because it's 20k to Blackpool Tower or 19, and then 80k to the mountains. So, you know, proportionally it works.
Right. And so
Yeah,
Jim had a problem with the scale of it?
With the objects that he was using in order to show. I mean, he didn't have a mountain-shaped thing in the background. Right? He had an object this comparable height, I presume.
What, Bev's face?
Yeah, he didn't have my chin. He didn't have
I want to thank Flatzoid for doing that to save me doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like that as well. I was going to explain some stuff and try and explain it, and Flatzoid did it all. Also, I'd like to say thanks to Don as well, because Don with his mound of stuff that was blocking it, that is also another point that I would have liked to have made, that the upwards inclination stops you from seeing stuff behind it also. That is another thing that would end up blocking a portion of the mountain, is the fact that Blackpool and the buildings are all there in front of it. I'm not so sure Ranty's aware of that. Just in case he isn't aware.
That's shown with the nugget too, isn't it? On that, when you worked on the nugget perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need to try, and I think what is hard is the ramping up. Nice t-shirt.
You know, if you're above a plane, you know, like if you're laying on the floor, you know, you're looking down the floor. But as you
Thanks
raise
for
up,
server muting me.
Fucking A.
That was me.
As you raise up above that plane, you're seeing farther and farther out. It almost begins to ramp up, you know? It's just that optical effect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like when Flatzoid was saying, he's saying the limited angle. Well, I sort of have an idea of why that occurs, but I'm still formulating it at the minute. But it is based around the optics and what you see, obviously. But I think his limited angle is sort of, I mean, that's the Logos is telling me there's something to that.
Yeah, it's the way the world presents itself to you. You're looking at these distant mountains, more and more atmosphere in between you and it, and it's getting magnified. It's not true to its size, actually. It should be a lot smaller. If there was no atmosphere, those mountains would be a lot smaller.
What?
I believe that. Yeah.
What did you just say?
I believe they get magnified.
If there was no what? Because there is none. The air doesn't have a shape, does it?
No, but it's just, make up a different term and I'll use it. But
the air.
Yeah. But that light, you know.
Evaporating water molecules.
Molecules.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say this. I said it a while back. I heard somebody else say it. I'm not going to take credit.
Hey, who said molecules?
That was Rob. Mute him. He should have stayed on mute.
Lobsters live at the bottom of the water, right? We're at the bottom of the air. So, I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff's going to, just like pressure gets greater if you're on the ocean floor. We're at the bottom of the air.
Absolutely.
So, a lot of crazy shit's going to happen.
Yeah. We called it, was it water-rich air at the bottom?
Yeah.
But that's a bit hard to say because I think air is water anyway, so. But yeah, rich. The one where there's the vapour, let's say. That the part of the air that can hold water, let's say.
Well, that's why you go up a mountain, like we're 70% water. You go up to higher up a mountain, it's harder to breathe because you're getting up to the top of the air. There's not, the stuff you need.
It could be that it's pressure on the body. Yeah, all that water inside is being compressed.
Well, I think it's a vertical distance change, right? I need to go down. I think I might be able to sort of pressure test driving down the Mersey Tunnel and see whether it goes the opposite way, right? Because you can go up a hill with the water. Now, I think there's a relation change of the water at a certain place, and then it changes as you change vertically in distance away from that point. So it would make sense that if you go up, then it becomes the limiting factor becomes the water or whatever, within your body. I don't know to think of. Oh, there may just be less of the water enriched in the air. We may need that. What have we got on the back of the t-shirt, DP?
Nothing yet.
Nothing.
Not yet.
We do the horizontal and the logic. Have you seen the GIF? I don't know whether did I get it so we could. There you go.
Can't put a GIF on the t-shirt. Didn't work.
No, but that's that sort of thing. The logic, horizontal. Because we know the importance of that logical statement, right? That's going to be the basis of our simplicity, advanced simplicity.
Tommy, could you put GIF on a t-shirt for me?
GIF.
You said you can't put a GIF on a t-shirt, but I want to prove you can.
See, the times I want to actually be off mute, that was funny.
Hey, excuse me, I'm trying to speak. Hey.
Who unmuted him?
Rob's
oh,
still
DP, you didn't know. I can server unmute myself. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, damn. I have to change your role.
It's like, Rob, what's going on with your mic, mate? You're overpowering both DP and Cleary. It's not usual. You've been having words with Rumpus, haven't you? How to
No, I got the good mic now. It'll be horrible soon.
Right this evening.
No, it's horrible, whoever that is.
No, thanks, Bob. Coming from you, that's the ultimate cuss.
Yeah, but I got a good one now, so I can say shit.
Anyways,
I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna go over to Brandon's and hot mic over there.
Yeah, go talk all over them, man. When they're in the middle of a sentence, just start shouting.
Tell them about your coil and your brake pads over there.
I gotta go. I love you guys.
Rob, hang on.
Yeah,
Rob,
yeah.
Can you take that t-shirt with you and post that over there?
I'll post whatever you want over there.
Oh. They're in offing text. There's a t-shirt. Can you post that over there for us?
Yep, I'm saving it right now.
Lovely job, thanks.
Has he got the writing on it?
Got it. Okay, I'm out.
Just don't get your super chat deleted.
I'm not even super chatting that show anymore.
Oh, it's a typewriter, isn't it? I get it. I thought it was
Yeah,
that
that's-
level that Thingy had got.
No,
Because it did look like that.
Typewriter. It's an old school typewriter.
Cool. I'll have one. And I do need a new t-shirt. It's because I don't do the washing that often. So I need like a big load of them.
Dude, he's bad about that over talking, man. Ugh. Drives me crazy. Hey, I don't care you're in the middle of a sentence. You gotta say something. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Right, well.
He's always
He's
always done that, though.
I don't know whether to shut off now and then we can listen to Brandon's, or are we just going to carry on?
Yeah. What is you got 3 space still going? You got your stream going?
3 space, yeah. Wait a minute. Let's put the link out to 3 space on the. Oh, there's only 17 people watching now. They must have gone left over to Brandon's.
17. That's pretty good.
That's 17 now. There was 30 watching earlier.
That's awesome. Like, anytime I've ever seen gyms on there, they've never had more than 20-something people watching that I've seen.
Yeah, you could send them to the other 24-hour live stream link.
Yeah, there's that, and I don't know whether there's a link at the end of this, but I will put the link in for 3 space.
Yeah, if y'all want to like tell everybody watching, hey, we're gonna watch this show over there. It's kind of fun, because we're all commenting like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that, Yeah, it's like being in a theater.
This is what we do. We go and we watch other things, so it's like a listen along, but you can listen along on this 3 space YouTube if you want to, or you can come into the 3 space Discord and actually listen to what we're listening to. But I'm going to be shutting this stream down on the Try Thinking channel right now. We are going to be moving over. We still are on 3 space, so click the link if you want to listen along, or come to 3 space Discord server, and you can listen along and chat with us while we listen along. Okay.
Oh yeah, thanks DP for hosting Flatzoid's presentation over here.
Yeah, and thanks Flatzoid as well, also for a marvellous presentation.
Yeah, all good.
And if anybody's got any,
want to do a presentation, then yeah, feel free.
I'll do that because you sounded shite.
Yeah, all right, thanks.
I'll go over it again. If anybody wants to come over and give any presentations, or have a one-to-one chat, or call it a debate or whatever, this is the server we're on Nips at the minute. We're going to go over to 3 space. That's the general chat. Anybody welcome at any time. Get in touch with Cleary, me, or DP. All very easy to talk to. We're not as bad as everybody makes us out to be. Cleary especially, he's a very nice man. DP's even nicer.
I'm the right line guru.
Right, I'm going to shutting this one off. See you over there if anybody wants to come.